Welcome back to Espresso Live on SABC3. You've heard people say, if you dream it, you can be it. If you believe it, you can achieve it. Sounds like Dr. Phil, doesn't it? Every second day anyway. Now, there is a little bit of truth in that, but can you really just close your eyes and make a wish and it will happen? What's the validity behind that? That's why we have someone in the studio called Donna McCallum, who's better known as the Fairy Godmother. She has wings. Donna, I'm very impressed by that.
Good.
Also author of Getting What You Want.
Yes.
So there's a lot of credibility behind what you're talking about. But tell me first and foremost, you're professionally known as the Fairy Godmother.
I am, that's correct.
So what is that?
Well, what I do, Michael, is I help individuals and also companies and organizations to get clear on their dreams and visions and goals. Okay. And then I help and support them to make that happen. So
okay. Just like a fairy godmother would? Just like
a fairy godmother would.
Fantastic.
Just like, you know, taking Cinderella and saying, you want to go to the ball? Great. I'll give you some tools to help you get there. Tell
me about the importance of setting goals and achieving dreams, as it were.
Yeah, well, at this time of the year, you know, people are making resolutions. It's like there's a possibility and a sense of like, let's make a change.
Clean page.
Yeah, exactly. Blank slate. And it's really important to know what you want in life. So setting a goal is like putting a stake in the ground, and then at least you know which direction you're headed towards. Okay. You see, Michael, a lot of people sort of float down the river of life, and it's estimated that about only 5% of people actually set goals.
Wow, as little as that?
As little as that. So most people are sort of floating down the river of life, and you know we get bumped by circumstances and problems and challenges all the time. And if you don't have dreams and goals and you don't know where you're going, what you tend to do is just react to those circumstances. Okay. And allow the circumstances to control you.
But how do you get clear on that? Because a lot of people have, I want to be a better person, or I want to drive a better car, and those are vague.
Yeah.
How do you get clear on your goals?
Well, one of the things you need to do is take some time out for you. Now, in this busy technology era that we live in, we're so busy being distracted, whether it's with our Blackberries or, you know, with...
Or a fairy godmother waving a wand as she speaks.
Exactly. So, one of the things to do, take time out. Go and sit somewhere in nature for about half an hour and write down. Start writing down and looking really deep and think, what is it that I want? What would my perfect day look like if I could create it? If I had a fairy godmother in front of me and she was going to wave her wand and make my dreams come true,
what would those dreams be?
What would those dreams be? And you'll be surprised that as soon as you start writing it down and deeply thinking about it, they come.
Wow. Now that's a bit of a Rubicon, because on one side you've got the wish.
Yes.
You know, you can dream and wish for anything. On the other side of this Rubicon is actually achieving those dreams.
Yes.
So how do we cross that river?
Action. Taking action.
Okay.
So it's one thing to have a dream. It's another thing to actually get through the fear and say, right, this is the dream and I'm going to start taking action on it. And one of the things that I recommend to people is that they start telling people, not a whole lot of people, but start telling a few people in your life.
People.
And one of the things that I write about in my book and I talk about in my workshops is how do you develop a supporting cast? People, I mean, on your show, you've got a supporting cast, right?
Sure.
So how do you develop people around you that can really help you achieve those dreams and goals? In the beginning, those might just be people who are saying, wow, go for it. And over time, those will be experts and mentors and people to really help you get there.
Wow. Should you reassess those goals?
Certainly, of course. In fact, I have a process that I really recommend that people do at the end of December, at the end of every year, and a reflection process to go back on, well, what were my goals at the beginning of the year? Or what have my goals been in the last 5 years or the last decade? And where am I at now? And how do those need to change and shift?
And can goals change completely? I mean, if you have a goal in one direction and suddenly you think that's not me, you know, I've wanted to climb that ladder and it's actually not the wall I want to be up. Do you recommend changing those goals altogether? Or?
Goals can certainly change direction, but one has to be careful whether one's changing goals because you've got into fear, or whether it's actually because you're shifting and changing. So one of the things to look at, and in fact, if you go to my website, I write a lot about fear and how fear stops us from achieving our goals. So make sure that it's not this little voice in the head saying, oh, no, 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 I can't do that because of fear.
Yeah. Fear, the sand and the machinery of life, as they say.
Absolutely.
Donna, thank you so much. Fairy Godmother, thank you for waving that wand. You make me feel good already. Just wow. And as you said, ding, check out Donna's website, check out her book, Getting What You Want. And right now, check out the traffic with Kia.